So the big story out here in Dallas, in the Dallas area, specifically Frisco, is where this young fella was, stabbed and died at a high school track event. When you once you saw who the victim was and who the perpetrator was, I, as a brother from Texas, from this area, already knew that it was about to become a racial onslaught, especially from them folk. Cause I'm first thing I'm thinking like, man, why did this have to happen in Frisco of all places? Man, it's gonna be a lot, man. It's about to be a storm, right? So yeah, so all the racists came out, talked about this young brother, his family, where's his daddy, even the victim's father, even he said, what kind of parents allowed, what kind of parents did he have and stuff like that. And I'm sitting here like, whoa, what the heck are they talking about? They don't even know, like nobody even knew what the details of the case was. So now as time went on and the more and more details came out, no matter what was put out, the racism, the overt racism in the comments, just it just magnified like 50, 11 times. So I wanted to wait and get as much information as I could before I put my take on it because I knew I was going to come emotional. I know I was going to come with facts, uh, emotions, personal experiences, and I was going to bring it. So let's go ahead and get started. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. We're going to watch a couple of videos, and then we're going to go to the Dallas News article, and we're just going to break this whole thing down, right? So let's hit it.
A relative of a Frisco teenager took to Facebook to defend him Friday. Kevin Hayes wrote that Carmelo Anthony defended himself against violent aggressors in a now viral Facebook post. He calls the victim and his twin brother bullies and claims they tried to take his belongings, broke his phone, and stomped on it.
I'm sure the
So we're going to pause it right here just for a second before this lawyer started talking, and I'll give y'all a little time to read this post. And so that's what came out. In the beginning, it just said that they were stabbed. I mean, the young fellow was stabbed at a track meet for no reason, unprovoked, just sitting there and just walked around, just stabbed a dude. Uh, then as the story came out, witnesses spoke. They said, they tried to make him leave. Now you got to think about it, you're talking to kids now. Okay, so the kid's going to say things that they think is right, but they don't know no better. Because I'm quite sure they said, yeah, he was under our tent and he wouldn't leave, so they were trying to make him leave, and he just stabbed him. Kids might think that's okay and that's justified, as said they were justified trying to kick him from under the tent, but adults understand that nah. Because my question is, who gave the kids the authority to physically try to remove this young fella from under said tent? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, shout out to the cousin or the kinfolk of Brother Carmelo who came out and put this information out there. It said it's normal for students. Let's see, enough with the misinformation. Let's talk about facts. It's normal for students from different schools to gather under another school's tent. Carmelo had friends there. He wasn't trespassing or looking for trouble. Let's see if that, this is what the cousin's saying, so let's see. The claim that one of the twin brothers had never seen Carmelo before is a blatant lie. Well, if he had friends at that tent, then, well, no, that's something to think about. No student has a right to remove another student from a school-owned tent. The school owns the tent, not the twins. Exactly. That's my question. Who gave the twins the authority to be, what do you want to call it, the security guard, the bouncers of the tent, and to pick this young brother up and to kick him from under the tent? I don't think they had that right. Carmelo is a track athlete. The twins are not. He wasn't even expected to see them there. Now, here's what they don't want you to know. The twins didn't just ask him to leave. They tried to jump him. Before attacking him, they tried to take his belongings, broke his phone, and stomped on it. The twins are known bullies. So ask yourself, if two 200-plus-pound attackers came at your child, what would you expect them to do? And yet, despite everything, the media is trying to destroy Carmelo's name. They keep posting a picture of him with an airsoft gun, not even a real firearm, to manipulate public perception. Why? Because they want to paint him as a criminal instead of a victim. Let's talk about who Karmelo really is: a respectful, well-mannered young man, a 4.0 student. See, let's say with multiple college offers, a kid with zero criminal history, not even a blemish. A son raised in a loving home by parents who taught him right from wrong. Now, when I looked at the what you call the bios of these two boys, if you took their pictures away from their bios, you would think that these were probably two of the same kids who grew up in the same neighborhood and who were probably friends. Both of them had high GPAs. Both of them went to church. Both of them played football and or went on a track team. Carmelo, his dad said, had two jobs while in high school. But yet they want to picture him as being a hardened criminal. You get what I'm saying? You see what the problem is there? Anyway, I want to finish this. I want to finish this video out.
Defense would argue that he's a young man, he's scared, he's allegedly just been jumped by multiple people, and he panicked.
Attorney Mike Howard.
It's going to be complicated, and it's going to depend on what the witnesses there say.
The arrest warrant says Anthony, a student at Frisco's Centennial High School, was under Memorial High School's tent. The warrant says Austin Metcalf, a Memorial student, told him to leave. He says he told Austin, "Touch me and see what happens."
Now you see how they worded this? I'm going to go back real quick. I want y'all to see how they made this seem so innocent.
High school's tent. The warrant says Austin Metcalf, a Memorial student, told him to leave. He says he told Austin, "Touch me and see what happens."
One of the prohibitions in self-defense is the person claiming self-defense cannot provoke the incident and then claim self-defense when they act.
The warrant.
Now, see, the way that this news station worded the way that warrant was, and the way that this attorney or whoever this guy is talking, made it seem like that Carmelo provoked the incident. He didn't provoke the incident. Matter of fact, hold on, let me finish this.
Warrant says a short time later, Austin grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled a knife from his bag and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest.
Anytime the alleged victim does not have a weapon, that makes it difficult, not impossible, but difficult for the suspect to claim self-defense.
In his Facebook post, Hayes describes Anthony as a respectful, well-mannered young man, a 4.0 student with multiple college offers, and a kid with zero criminal history. Anthony remains in the Collin County Jail on $1 million bond. Reached by phone, his mother declined to comment. She said the family had not yet hired an attorney.
So you got this young fella in jail on $1 million bond. Here's what I want y'all to understand. They are going to railroad this boy for what he did. No doubt about it. But you got a 17-year-old kid in jail on $1 million bond because the guy one time. Now, I'm not minimizing the tragedy, the outcome. Young man lost his life. That's tragic. Brother Karmelo should be punished. Yes. But he should not be made an example of. You got so many people out there who commit crimes on a daily basis, who threaten people on a daily basis, who flash guns, who flash knives every day, just for the hell of it, who bullies and stuff like that, who don't get this type of treatment. But because of where this took place and who was involved, they're going to railroad this young boy. This boy is 17 years old. Where in the hell is he going to go? You set $1 million bonds for people that you think are a flight risk. Where is he going to go? He lives with his parents, mama and daddy. That Metcalf boy, and I'm gonna show y'all. I'm not even gonna say. Hold on, I'll say that later. But he lived with his parents in Frisco. Daddy made good money. Mama made good money. they got this boy like up the Frisco is a man shoe. Just Google Frisco. Just Google these schools that these boys go to and look at it. Look at the demographic. Look at the education rates, graduation rates, college rates. Just look at it. The economic, the economy in those communities. Just look at it. And then you sit there and tell me that they raise a dog on me thug. But $1 million bond on a 17. Because here's what's gonna happen. They say that mom said they haven't hired a lawyer yet. Okay. So they said, okay, so what we're gonna do? He got a court appointed. We're gonna set his bond at $1 million. That way he gonna sit in jail for a while. Then when they get back, then when he has his next court date, then if he got a court appointed attorney, they probably won't lower the bond. Boy, it'd be months before he see a judge. But now, if they hire an attorney, where does this boy go? If he has a GoFundMe page, I'm definitely going to post it. I definitely am because he needs some help. He gonna need some legal help because not so he can get off. Like I said, he did wrong and he should be punished. Not that he needs to get off, but he needs to get what is normal and regular for a person who commits this crime. He needs to get a fair trial. Just so the punishment would be fair and just and unbiased. Because see, here's what happened. If he keeps the court appointed attorney, his bond will not be lowered. And they're gonna drag this out for months and months and months, maybe even years before he even go to trial. If parents goes and pay for a lawyer, gets the money to help get a paid lawyer, that lawyer will go to the court on his behalf, and his bond would get lowered down to a reasonable rate. That's just how jacked up and corrupt the system is. That's exactly so. It's one of those. It's going to be one of those two scenarios, guaranteed. But they're going to railroad this boy as long as they can. They're going to break him. They're going to break his family, all because, not all because of, but just a simple mistake. And then think about this: he stabbed a dude one time, so it wasn't like it was. He just jumped up and just started like going at him, like you know how these cowards and these little fake dudes come out here and they first thing they want to do, they want to fight, they want to shoot, and so they'll just like empty clips on people like they're doing something. No, he just hit him one time, most likely one time to get up off me one time, and messed around and stabbed the dude in the heart. And like I said, that is tragic. You got folks want to know why he carrying the gun. Why he carrying the knife. If you ask, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if you ask most male men my age, maybe I don't know about the kids too much younger, but he had a knife though. But I know cats my age, I know cats older than me, white, black, Hispanic, whatever race. And when we was in elementary, junior high school, we carried a pocket knife around a lot of times. At some time in our life. If you ask some boy that you know, ask them if they carried a pocket knife and see what the answer will be. Most of us, especially in Texas, I'll say in Texas, most of us probably gonna say, yeah. I carried one for a little time, and I grew up with my mama and daddy. And right now, you probably say, what you gonna say? What kind of parents you had? I don't know. Parents that went to school, both of them got degrees, raised two kids, middle class family. Older son got a degree. Young daughter got a degree, got profession. Older son professional. Grandbabies got one of them, got college degrees, and one of them is about to graduate. That's what my lineage is. And I carried a pocket knife when I was a kid. Never stabbed nobody. But we do it like as boys, testosterone, claim that we do that for defense or to be cool. That's what we do it. Unfortunately, this brother had to use it. Felt he didn't have to. He didn't have to, but felt that he had to use it. And like I say, a tragedy manifested itself. But that $1 million bond, man, that's hot garbage. But anyway, I want to go to this next little video because before we get to the Dallas Morning News article, because this dude, I saw this interview. And when I saw this interview, something that this guy said or the way he said it, this is like when it first happened. Let me know that there was more to the story than what was put out, that this black thug stabbed this good Christian white boy. Let's hit it.
Your mom told me that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So.
Yeah.
Did you get what? Did you catch it? Did you catch it? He caught himself in the middle of what he said. He said, "Hold on, let me see if I can. Oh, let me see if I can go back to it right quick."
There was.
Okay. He said that. Hold on, watch it again.
This kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless.
Said a young kid got aggressive and started talking reckless. Aggressive how? Hold on. That ain't what I want y'all to catch.
And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid,
Austin grabbed his backpack. What authority did Austin have to grab this young man's backpack? Now you notice he said, the kid said, "Make me move." But in the police affidavit, he said, what did he say? Touch me and see, say, don't touch me, or touch me and see what, touch me or find out, or don't touch me. Find out what happened, you touch me. Something like that. I can't remember the exact quote. But basically, Austin threatened to touch the man, the young boy. The young boy said, touch me and see what happens. And Austin grabbed his backpack. Austin grabbed him. They said they don't know, because also in the police affidavit that wasn't another video, they said that he either pushed him or he grabbed him. Now people want to say, "Oh, pushing the grab, why would he, you know what I'm saying, be feeling like he needed to, he was how can he call self-defense? Because it happened so fast." Exactly. Things happen so fast that you don't know what's going on, and you're gonna go with your first instinct. We sit here and we talk bad about the police when the police shoot somebody, and we feel like, "Oh man, you didn't have to kill him. You could have shot him in the kneecap, or you could have tased him, or what have you." But we asking the police to make a life and death situation, the life and death decision at a split second. And it's easy to look back and say, "Well, this is how you should have handled it." But when you're in the middle of a situation, you don't know how you're going to handle it. So we don't know exactly. We still don't know all the facts, all the details. But my point of this video was, his own brother said that Austin went in between. Now, let's talk about Austin real quick before we get to the article. I think we can touch on this right now. Austin was 6'2", 225, a good God-fearing Christian boy, went to church, couldn't do no wrong, not a bully, blah, blah, blah. Okay. If Austin was so Christ-like, I'm just saying, not victim blaming, not victim shaming, but just coming with the reality. Since y'all want to hit us with this racism, thuggish, what kind of family, this, that, and the third did Karmelo Anthony have? I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit you hit you back. If he was so Christian and Christ-like and so forgiving, when he saw, because they said it was a rain delay is the reason why Brother Anthony went under their tent. If Brother Austin saw one of his fellow brethren out there in the rain, getting wet, and he saw his brethren trying to come from under the rain to stay dry, why did he not welcome his fellow Christian brethren under the tent for refuge and solace? Because that's what Christ would have done. Am I right or wrong? Christ would have said, come in, my brother, from outside under the elements, sit with us, partake with us, eating our Funyuns and hot Takis and Mountain Dew. And you know what I'm saying? Take your shoes off. Let me wash your feet. Let's have communion. Let's pray together that this weather does not get too bad so we can go out here in friendly competition on the track field and continue in our Christian ways. Why didn't Austin do that? You know what Austin did? Austin said, you don't belong here. You got to go. If you don't go, I'm going to put you out. And the other brother said, touch me and see what happens. And so, unfortunately, like I said, I don't want to minimize the tragedy, but all I'm saying is, hey, just because somebody dies doesn't mean that they wasn't a victim. It's like I said, like Mo 3 and Yellow Beezy. Mo 3 gunned down on the highway, but people say, hold on, before you make him the next CeeLo and the Tupac, this dude was a hellion. This dude raised hell and terrorized many of folk in the hip hop community. It was almost like if it's true that Yellow Beezy paid somebody to have him taken out, I mean, in real life, they say that he had to do it because Mo 3 was terrorizing his life and threatening to take his life, and he believed that he tried to take his life one time already. Earl Spence too. So it was like they had no choice. I mean, if that's the story. But anyway, let's go to this Dallas Morning News article. We'll finish up with this here. There's something in this, like I said, in this video that I want, in this article, where there's a video I want y'all to hear. But it says, what we know about the fatal Frisco track meet stabbing 17-year-old student Karmelo Anthony is facing a murder charge after the death of Austin Metcalf, officials say. This was updated yesterday around about 1 o'clock. It was a track meet at David Kuykendall Stadium in Frisco was suspended Wednesday morning after a stabbing left one student dead, another in custody. Here's what we know and what we don't. When did the stabbing occur? Okay, 10 a.m. Okay, witness told police Austin Metcalf was stabbed after he either quote unquote grabbed or pushed Karmelo Anthony, 17, after the two boys were arguing about Karmelo being in the wrong school's tent during a weather delay, according to a Frisco police arrest report obtained by the Dallas Morning News. I told a story before when I was a kid because people want to say, like, what kind of kid, carried a knife? And I told you, hell, I know I carried one when I was a kid for a little time. I know friends of mine who all carried pocket knives and stuff like that. I remember being in the summer going to the third grade summer. And me and a friend of mine was riding our bikes at the school. I've told the story before. And there was these two white kids, look like rockers, look cool to us, older kids in rock and roll gear, walking across the field. And we rode out. I don't know what the heck we was thinking. Rode over there, talked to him, this, that, and the third. And I don't know I can't remember exactly what was said because it was like 30, 40 years ago. Good Lord. But I do remember these kids pulling out a knife and flashing a blade on us. And me and Lee took off. Now they could have easily stabbed us right there in the middle of the field and took off. But we took off, scared as hell. We looked at each other for a little while, said, man, let's go. And we were like, man, go tell my dad. Yeah, let's go tell your daddy. So we went and told my daddy. Daddy put that little 38 in his waist, got on the bike, took off. You know what I'm saying? Well, we all took off. We all went and we couldn't find it. We don't know where they went. So they had to live close or what have you. But yeah, they carried knives. They were white kids. So like I said, a lot of kids carry knives around for whatever reason. And they're saying it's right or wrong, but they just do. Just most of us ain't got to use them. I told you I knew somebody who said they stabbed somebody one time when they was a kid and thought that, you know what I'm saying, they stabbed when they got to a fight, stabbed and got scared because, thought they might have killed him. But dude ended up living, but still. It said the student identified as Austin Metcalf, 17, died as a result of his injury. School district officials wrote in the email to parents. He died despite efforts to save his life, including CPR by police and fire personnel. Police said in a news release, Austin's twin brother Hunter was there when his brother was stabbed. Quote, Hunter didn't see the exact moment Austin was stabbed. Hell no, it was quick. But he held his twin in his arms as he died. Their father, Jeff Metcalf, said, hold on, I'm missing. Where'd it go? Where's it at? I'm trying to find. Here we go. Oh, this is what I see right here. I want y'all to see a little bit of this video and catch what I catch.
Had a great hunting trip with me, him, and Austin. And he said, I'm going to come over and see you this weekend. I said, okay, I look forward to it.
Hear what he said? Son said, I'm going to come over there and see you this weekend, which means his mama and his daddy is not together. Do I want to judge the parents? No. But that's what them folk will do. If Carmelo Anthony's parents were not together, you know what they would have said? Fatherless home. Thug, that's why he walking around with a knife. Probably on Section 8 up here in Frisco. Don't belong up here. But no, people. Austin Metcalf, daddy, his son said, I'm going to come see you this weekend. Austin Metcalf, daddy, that mean what? His mom and dad not together? Is that what that means? Or maybe I misread it. Maybe I'm not watching. I'm sure somebody going to be in the comment and going to correct me. I hope so. But if I am right, I'm not judging. I hate when people say that. I don't judge. Hell yeah, we judge. But I'm not judging. I'm just saying, hey, everybody's situation is not perfect. Stop trying to judge people up on just because of the color of their skin. And the first thing you want to think is the negative. Because, like I say, these two families look like they could have had a house right next to each other. And they drank tea and coffee with each other every morning when they sent their kids out to school. Let's see. Let me go back. Hunter didn't. Okay, I pray that none of this happens to another family. If you can't be a kind person, find one. Whatever the hell that means. Metcalf told the Dallas Morning News, we need more compassion, more love, more understanding, better parenting, and less social media. When you are in high school, your child's in high school, all the parenting in the world is not going to stop them from being kids. There are certain times in a child's life where they are going to try to test the waters. Every last child. It doesn't matter if you are a good God-fearing Christian family. Don't matter if you like Muslim. Don't matter if you're an atheist or don't believe in anything. Or you slang, you know what I'm saying? Or your mom and daddy gang banging, or they selling dope, or they robbing and stuff like that. It don't matter. Two family household, it don't matter. At some point, the child at certain ages, they just going to try to come to their own, and being in like a teenager, especially late teens, like around about 12, 13 is going to be one time. And then around about 16, 17, 18, it's going to be the next time. They're going to do things that you can be like, oh my God, why they keep doing this? And then what they say, raise up a child like he should, and he will soon not depart, whatever. But anyway, the point is you give a child a foundation because you know they're going to make mistakes and choices growing up that's going to go way against what you've taught or what you know is right or what you know is right. But if they can live through it, if they can survive it, in the end, they will return back to the foundation. Bar none. So I know people in high school who had kids. Well, a lot of kids had sexual intercourse with other kids. Some have babies. Some had some called STDs. Some got off scot-free. I know kids who gang bang, sold drugs, like to fight, like to steal. Some guy got punished for things that they did. Some got through scot-free. And some punishments were worse than others. But as they got older, they figured out, hey, this is not the way to go. Man, that stuff is stupid. That's for kids. Let me keep it moving. Let me do better in life. That's just life. So to sit here and tell, better parenting or what kind of parents does a person have, parents don't watch all your kids all the time. You can't. You never have. Never since the beginning of time have parents been able to watch their child 24/7. It just does not happen. So get off of that. He said Austin was a junior at Memorial High School where he participated in football and track. The email sent to parents on Wednesday said, tomorrow morning we will acknowledge Austin's death during the second period and we'll offer support throughout the day. You know they got a GoFundMe for Austin, right? I mean, but you think he had money, right? Frisco, you know what I'm saying? Middle class family, you think he had money. You think they would have had life insurance. What you need a GoFundMe for if you got life insurance, right? But they tell us to put life insurance on our kids, because our kids are supposed to die before the age of 19. Austin's father said his son had a 4.0 GPA and was the MVP of the school's football team. Jeff Metcalf also said Austin was an avid hunter, and Austin and Hunter, often went on family hunting trips together. So he was an aggressive guy. The family has started GoFundMe to cover funeral expenses. Amazing. Like I said, they didn't have no life insurance. Come on, y'all. Hey, word to the wise, get life insurance for everybody in your family. Who was arrested? Karmelo so sincere. Karmelo Sincere Anthony, that's a great name, 17. Frisco is facing a murder charge in connection with the stabbing. Police say he is a student at Frisco Centennial High School, and according to the Instagram account, is also a football player at his school and receives college football offers. According to the police report obtained by the news, an officer walked Carmelo to his patrol car, the team began crying hysterically and said he put his hands on me. I told him not to. So who was aggressive? I mean, you can talk back and forth all you want to, but once you put your hands on somebody, that takes to a whole different level. Another officer wrote in the report that Carmelo asked if what happened could be considered self-defense. Carmelo remained in Collin County Jail Friday in lieu of $1 million bond. So that's gonna be until, when you go to jail on Fridays, you're gonna be there until over the weekend. So according to jail records, he faces a murder charge. An attorney listed that representing him did not immediately return. Also, so this says he got an attorney. An attorney listed as representing him, might be a court appointed though, did not immediately return messages seeking comment Friday morning. Murder is a first-degree felony punishable with life in prison or confinement for 5 to 99 years. Me personally, I would, and I'll probably put all these links in the description box so y'all can look at it yourself. I would personally, I feel in this case that he should get 5 years, because I've seen people get a lot less, doing a lot more. I know a guy back in the day, he's no longer with us, but I know he killed like 2 people. And his lawyer, but he had money. His lawyer got him like 7 years. He was gone to Vegas gambling. Lawyer called him and told him, hey, I'm just like in the early 90s, maybe. The lawyer called him and say, hey, if you come in right now, I got you 7 years on both charges. He thought he was going to be gone forever. And he came back and did it. Let's see, misinformation reported online. Frisco police and the FBI investigate. You know what? Yeah, investigating incident where the individual made a Facebook post impersonating Frisco police. Oh, yeah, that's in misinformation. I don't care about that. Y'all can look that up. About one last video I want to show about this $1 million bond, which, like I said, feel is egregious, and they're trying to railroad this guy. Like I say, it's one stab. It wasn't like he stabbed him multiple times. I want to show you this story that's got nothing to do with this story, but I want y'all to hear the end of it. Let's check it out. Let me do this.
Surrounded by crime scene tape, is the place where 18-year-old Kyle Earthly Jr. died.
He was ready to start his life, you know?
Deputies found him shot several times, a gun located in the car.
Was killed for being too nice.
According to his family, Kyle, known as KJ, had agreed to pick up his friend Jeremiah Howes that day and bring him to Best Buy. Here's video of KJ as he was leaving to get into his car in a seemingly good mood. It was 17-year-old Howes, who police say killed him.
My son gave him 7 rides from school. They used to hang out. So that's why we was kind of confused about the whole situation.
Besides having his kindness taken advantage of, KJ's family says he was a good student, boyfriend, and son.
Most people automatically assume that the person that was killed was involved in gangs or drug activity, and that's not KJ's story.
The turmoil of losing KJ was compounded by the court proceedings after Howes was arrested for murder around a week later. Commissioner Nicole Robinson set a $150,000 bond, which Howes was able to make.
Y'all saw that. Black person kill a black person. The commissioner gave him 100. This is not in Texas. I don't know what state this is in, but I'm trying to make a point. $150,000 bond, and he was able to get out. 17 years old. Shot him multiple times and then left the gun in the car. and got $150,000 bond. Karmelo Anthony, straight A, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much eight, what was it, 4.0, 3.9, whatever the heck he had, great GPA, go to church, working, trying to go to college, was assaulted, we could say that, pushed and or hit. Like I say, stabbed, you know what I'm saying, poked the guy one time as a, get up off me. I told you don't touch me, get up off me. And unfortunately, ended this young man's life. He had $1 million bond. Can you make it make sense?
So you're able to tell me that a 17-year-old could sit there and shoot my son several times in the head, and you mean to tell me he walked away with $150,000 bond, was able to bond out?
Multiple times in the head and got $150,000 bond. What is wrong with our court systems? But anyway, this story with young Karmelo, this is going to be a story that will be on the mouths of people for years until, well, at least until the verdict is read or the plea is done. I can't wait to hear from Black Lives Matter, NAACP, what's that, Ben Crump? Is it Lee? Not Lee Hain. Lee Hain is boxing. Lee, God, I can't think of that lawyer name. His name is Lee something. Al Sharpton, Jasmine Crockett, and all these other pro-black people who's for the people who want to stand against racism because they can't stand Trump, hate Trump because he's racist. Well, Frisco right now and all their compadres are looking real racist right now with the comments and the way they're approaching. Can you imagine if this happened 60 years ago, 60, 70 years ago? Can you imagine this something like this happen? Do you know most likely where Karmelo Anthony would be right now, a week after this happened? His parents will be probably burying him right now. His parents would have waited till the fire smoldered, wait till the fire was went out, cut their son down, and then buried him in the plot. If this happened 70 years ago, especially down here in this state. Well, if some of these people would have their way, that's exactly what's going to happen. So we really, 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 really need to keep an eye on this and just have this young man's back. Like I say, not to get him off free, but to get whatever sentence that someone in his position of any color, any race, whatever sentence they would get. I personally, like I said, 5 years, maybe give or take, couple of years. But that 99, that life, heck no, that won't be suffice. That won't be suffice. Come on, Dr. Umar, where you at? But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below, share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here. If you would like to support the channel, you can get a super thanks, super chat, super stickers, and you can go to the description box where there are a couple of links there you can click on to help support the channel that way. Now, if you would like something tangible for your money, which a lot of people do, hit that shop button or go to marlonmorale.com. Check out all our great products. You will not be disappointed. We have fragrances, silk products, beard products, handbags, and much more. Check it out. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.